Well, it seems that my month-long run of not talking about AEW or their ratings is over. Because there isn't really much to talk about this week when it comes to wrestling news, man. There really fucking isn't much going on right now. And the only thing that's going on is what happened last night, or not last night, Wednesday night, NXT versus AEW. They went head-to-head on AEW's night this time. NXT's beat AEW Dynamite twice on Tuesdays. So I thought, okay, it's Wednesday. AEW's going to win because it's their night. Surely AEW Dynamite's going to win. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident that AEW Dynamite would win simply because it's their night. No, I was wrong apparently. Because AEW Dynamite got 523,000 viewers, and NXT got 619,000 viewers. Now, I ain't gonna lie, both of those numbers are absolute dog shit, okay? This isn't a win for anyone, because both of those numbers are shit. It is. The ratings are shit for fucking Raw and SmackDown right now. Raw's getting 1.4, but I believe they're against the Monday Night American Football. But SmackDown's also getting around 1.4. What competition has SmackDown got? As far as I'm aware, not much, or none, right? Raw's got the competition, they get the benefit of the doubt, because that always happens to Raw around this time of year. SmackDown, however, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there. 1.4 for SmackDown, right? Don't understand it. They with no competition, they should be getting about 1.7, 1.8 on the USA Network. Maybe 1.6 on a bad week. 1.4? I don't think so, right? But we're talking about NXT and AEW Dynamite. Now, a lot of you ain't going to like what I'm going to say in this video, because I'm not going to be tribalistic in any way, even though I am what people would call a WWE shill, apparently. I'm not going to be tribalistic in any way. I'm just gonna go over this how I feel, and I'm going to let you know how I feel. And you might not like it, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to come on here and be fake. If I was coming on here and being fake, I may as well go work for Wrestle Talk. But We'll start with NXT. Now, NXT moved to the CW, free television, as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong. Free television, right? Which means pretty much anyone can watch it. You don't have to pay for it. Obviously, you have to own a TV and everything like that. But you don't have to pay like you would with to watch AEW Dynamite or Raw and SmackDown, right? So they're with a wider audience. Dave Meltzer says 9%. That's what Meltzer says, 9% wider audience. But they haven't gained any new viewers with that wider audience. Now, the first 2 weeks, they did get new viewers. They was in the 800s for the first 2 weeks. And then it dropped off. Why did it drop off? Because they failed in getting new viewers. Now, I'm going to tell you why they failed getting new viewers, but you're not going to like what I'm going to say. So, NXT focuses a lot of their time on women's wrestling, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't like women's wrestling. I'm sure there's a lot of you that do. I'm sure there's a lot of you that are invested in certain women's wrestlers. I get that. It's not for me. But I get that. I get that you like it. I get that we're allowed to like different things, right? But you get all these women's wrestling stands, right, that go online, they're chronically online. They're saying that women deserve more segments, women deserve more matches, they deserve longer matches, they deserve everything, right? When NXT provides that to them, they ain't watching. Because they don't actually care about the women's wrestling. They say they do. They virtue signal it, but they don't actually care. Those people that are chronically online demanding for more women's wrestling, more women's segments, more women's matches that aren't around the title. They get that in NXT. They ain't watching. So, NXT have catered to an audience that is demanding something that they don't actually want. And the people who are tuning in aren't really fans of what what's being catered to them, and they've left. Those extra 200,000 people, at least anyway. The remaining people, normal people, they like a bit of women's wrestling, they like a bit of men's wrestling, they're not too fussed. But the people who have told them, basically hinted at NXT that you should provide us more women's wrestling, aren't watching. And it's harmed NXT, in my opinion. Having too much women's wrestling has harmed NXT, because the average wrestling fan isn't chronically online demanding for more women's segments to the point where the women are getting more time than the men. At the end of the day, wrestling is a masculine show. Always has been, always should be, always will be, right? When you try to feminize that way too much, you're going to push away people that were potentially invested in your show. It's one of the reasons why I don't watch NXT, man. Well, I don't want to sit here and watch 5'1" Roxanne Perez doing whatever the fuck she does, right? And Cora Jade, who the fuck cares? I don't. I know some of you do. Saying who the fuck cares, that's not really a fair statement. But I personally don't. And apparently the majority of wrestling fans don't either. Because they demand it, they get the demand, they don't watch. Simple as that. I know you ain't going to like that, but it's my opinion. I'm honest. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I've tried to be as fair as I can with that. Now we move on to AEW. And we already know the problems with AEW, man. We know the problems with AEW Dynamite. Tony Khan is the modern day Vince McMahon. He is. He books for himself. He doubles down on the bad stuff. When people complain about something, he doesn't rectify it. He doubles down. Every fucking time. And then he comes online, he complains, makes himself look worse. And your respect for Tony Khan, whether you had some or not, would be gone. I used to have some respect for Tony Khan. Used to. And then I found out what he was really like. I found out he was willing to use his mum's illness to get one over on WWE. And no, I'm not copying JD, by the way. If some of you guys heard JD say that on his Tony Khan expose video, no, I did not copy that from JD. I said that fucking long time ago. Long time ago, because something like that's a bit personal to me. If you know, you know. So, that's the main reason why I don't respect Tony Khan and, quite frankly, AEW, right? Now, AEW as a company doesn't deserve the hatred. The hatred is more towards Tony Khan and the way that the wrestlers are, because they're all soft. They can't take any criticisms whatsoever. And that leads people to just hate on them even more. When they weren't hating on them in the first place. They was criticising them, giving fair criticisms, and the wrestlers couldn't take it. Tony couldn't take it. They decided to bark back, and it's got them further down in the ratings because AEW Dynamite are now at the point where they are losing to WWE's developmental brand on their own night with 523,000 viewers. The stuff with Jon Moxley and the Death Riders that they're called now, apparently, nobody cares about that. Right? It's got a little bit of interest, but nobody really cares. Nobody really cares about that. The Hurt Business or the Hurt Syndicate, that's something that could bring in more people, but Bobby Lashley's I think this is his first full week on the show. Did he debut last week? I can't remember. But Bobby was on the show this week. You expect a big star like Bobby Lashley to bring in more viewers than NXT, and that's just not the case. It's not because of Bobby Lashley. It's not because of MVP. It's not because of Shelton Benjamin. It's because people don't care about AEW anymore. People don't care about AEW anymore because of the leadership of AEW, not because of the company itself. I think the company itself would be much better off without Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, and whoever else is there destroying the fucking show. Chris Jericho, right? The show would be better off without all of them under new management. But the thing is, no one's going to want to buy AEW if that was the case. I'm not saying AEW is getting bought out, by the way, before you take me out of context. Hypothetically, if Tony Khan was to sell AEW, who the fuck's going to want to buy that company and then be forced to pay Mercedes Moné $4 million a year, Okada $4 million a year, Will Ospreay probably $4 million a year? Who's got the money for that? No one. WWE wouldn't be willing to pay that money. They've got it to pay, but they wouldn't do it. Why would they? Tony does it, and that's what's harming the company. He's paying all these people loads of money to come in, thinking they're going to be game changers, and they're not. They're not helping anything. Will Ospreay, as much as I think he's a fucking idiot sometimes, can actually be someone who could be the face of AEW. He could. I think he could be the John Cena, the Cody Rhodes of AEW. But there's a lot of problems with Will Ospreay. He likes to do the flippy, the circus act stuff. He likes to do the let's cooperate and show the crowd that we're cooperating, well, instead of looking like that we're trying to have a wrestling match and trying to win a match, right? That's the problem with Will Ospreay. Apart from that, he can talk. He can talk. Even when he comes out in his generic fucking footy gear, he looks like someone that's relatable. I don't know if it's just me because I'm British, but Will Ospreay comes across as relatable, likeable, and he can talk. I know some people out there pretend that they don't understand the word he's saying because he's got that London accent, but I mean, he can talk. He's got something. But AEW, they're not using him correctly, or he's being used the way he wants to be used, and he doesn't know how to be used correctly. Something's going wrong. Something's going wrong everywhere with AEW. And they've got their new TV deal, obviously. You've got Dave Meltzer bragging, saying, I told you was all wrong. AEW, they was always going to get it. Now you all look stupid. No, we don't look stupid. Warner Brothers Discovery are the ones that look fucking stupid. Not us. WBD, they're the ones that look stupid. You seen their stock? By the way, you seen their stock? Go look at their stock. It's been a while since I've seen their stock, but the last time I looked at their stock, it's not good. It's not good when you compare it to everyone else. Anyway. But, I mean, who cares anymore, man? Who cares about this wrestling war with WWE and AEW? Who cares, right? I'm trying to enjoy the things on WWE. I mean, they've not got much going on at the minute. We've got Bloodline versus Bloodline coming up, but apart from that, I mean, what the fuck they're doing? The Miz is getting kidnapped, which is, I mean, what the fuck? Why is the Miz? They could do something with the Miz, because I get the storyline with the Miz and Bo Dallas, I get that, but why kidnapping? Yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know. As you can see, I'm not that fucking interested at the minute, man. All the ratings are down for everyone. The quality of the product is down for everyone. And yeah, everyone needs to get their shit into gear, man. Everyone. AEW and WWE. They need to sort their shit out, man. Moving to Netflix soon. You need to do something bigger than what you're doing now. Unfortunately, Triple H and Tony Khan. I don't know what you're supposed to do, man. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I suggest you buy everyone out, pay everyone their money that's expensive as fuck them off, then sell AEW. You're going to lose a lot of money, but it's better if you care about AEW so much. I love AEW. If you care about AEW so much, that's what you do. But you don't care about AEW, you care about you. And it's the same with the wrestlers. when the wrestlers come out and they say how much they love AEW, they're not talking about how much they love AEW. They're talking about how much they love Tony Khan and how much Tony Khan pays them. And how much Tony Khan gives them a platform to do whatever they want to do. I mean, who the fuck cares, man? Who cares? Like, subscribe, follow me on X at the Crossman25. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.